One of the reasons that I find this ever-encroaching globalism so disappointing, this slow and insidious march to centralized authoritarianism, is it's possible to live in a different world. It needn't be like this. There are simple alternatives that are not that radical. Things like, I don't know, representative democracy. I don't know, things like people being able to run their own communities and run their own lives and family and support. There is a solution. There is a way out of this. Here's Joe Rogan talking about the kind of solution I think many of us believe in. And I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons it caught my eye is because, well, I'm in it. Here it is. If you want to maintain that, the number one thing you have to prevent is a broad alliance and a willingness of people to accept their differences. As long as you've got people willing to kill each other, whether it's online or in person, over cultural values, rather than accept, I'm willing to accept that that's how you live, as long as you accept that's how I live.
Exactly.
Then it's over.
As long as you can keep people at each other's throats, then you can continue to manipulate them. Then it's an easy chess game. And we get caught up in these ideological battles, and all the while they're inching us closer to nuclear war, pushing dangerous pharmaceutical drugs into our lives, and establishing narratives that are not based on fact at all. Next thing you know, we have something that's very similar to what's going on in China. We're not that far away from something like that happening here. All it would take is a large disaster, some sort of an attack, some sort of a terrible scenario where a bunch of people died and they had to change the rules in order to protect us. And next thing you know, you're fucked. As soon as people come together and they realize, like, hey, we have way more in common than we do difference. What do we really want? Everyone wants a safe neighborhood. You want good education. You want healthy food. You want people to be able to pursue their dreams. You want people to have a good time, and the more people you're around that have a good time, the better the quality of your life is going to be as well. The better the quality of life in your entire neighborhood. And if you have this mentality of great fortune and not a famine mentality, not have this mentality that all the success has to come to me and all these other people can go fuck themselves. If instead you go, wouldn't it be better if we all just did our best to work together as a community and just accept people for their differences and recognize that most of these differences are kind of bullshit. I don't give a fuck what music you like, what movies you enjoy, or how you like to dress. I don't care. If you think about your own life and your own pursuit of happiness and your own interests and concentrate on that more than you do stopping people from behaving in a way that you're ideologically opposed to, and that ideology, you're probably being manipulated in some way, shape, or form. It's so obvious to see how it's being set up, and the only way we're going to get out of this is if we, the collective, all of us, recognize this stupid game that people are playing.
Seems that there is an opportunity for us to oppose the peculiar bureaucracies that are accruing incredible power, bypassing democracy, bypassing individual sovereignty, bypassing your right to spiritual and intellectual and cultural freedom and religious freedom and freedom to be whoever you want to be as long as you're not hurting other people. And when people garner audiences of significant sizes and convey that message, those people mysteriously become aggressively criminalized by centralized systems of authority, whether they are media or state or corporate, but best of all three, because as your great George Carlin says, where there is a convergence of interest...
You don't need a formal conspiracy when interests converge. These people went to the same universities and fraternities, they're on the same boards of directors, they're in the same country clubs, they have like interests, they don't need to call a meeting, they know what's good for them.
No conspiracies are necessary. As your great Bill Hicks said, this is just a ride.
And when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud. And it's fun for a while.
And when people awaken during the ride and tell us don't be afraid ever, it's just a ride, we kill those people. It's become increasingly plain that there is an offering available to us where simple community organization, accessible, easy trade, the ability to untether ourselves from these unelected yet publicly funded organizations might be the pathway to freedom that we want, that it needn't be that radical. Why don't we all dress this way? Our community dresses in these clothes. Well, I only want to be a member of a community if they we're tiny little Huckleberry Finn hats. That's not a revolution that I want to be a part of. It needn't involve conflict. It needn't involve aspiring for perfection. It can be as simple as allowing other people to be who they are and recognizing when you're being lied to, and you're being lied to a hell of a lot. We all are. And when you awaken, recognize you will be persecuted for that fact. But that's okay, because we have each other and we can continue to grow together. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and chat. Hey, this is all about you, baby. We do this stuff all the time. We need you with us.
Hey, this is exciting. We've got a great partner today. It's Rumble. But beyond Rumble, it's Rumble's latest venture. Let me ask you first, are you a Sleepy Joe type character with zero cognitive performance, struggling to muster focus and brain power for basic things like running the United States of America? You've got to stop drinking woke liberal coffee that hates you and your way of life and start your day by drinking Rumble's very own 1775 coffee. This is going to be the best tasting coffee you've ever had. Seriously good, ethically sourced from a family farm in the high altitude mountains of Bolivia. Not in the Bolivian lowlands run not by a family but by a single man still living with a pet. No! Instead of waking up and drinking your big corporation owned woke ideology coffee that's probably making you sick from the pesticides it's sprayed with, try Rumble's 1775 revolutionary coffee. Support freedom of speech. Build a parallel economy that actually values you and loves you. My favourite? It's dark, of course. I've always found the lure of the dark irresistible. I'm sorry, how can I stay mad at you? But you're just going to have to wait over there for a little while. Level up your morning routine with a 1775 coffee. Sleep all night knowing your hard-earned dollary dues are going towards supporting freedom-loving creators like me on Rumble. Visit 1775coffee.com now, pick up your first bag, use the code BRAND to save 10% on your first order. Oh, come on. Why choose, you know?
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.